All right, everybody, what's going on? And welcome to another edition of SWAC Talk, the show we cover the SWAC inside and out. I'm your tour guide around the SWAC, C. Wells, coming at you. And we're going to talk a little basketball today. We are entering the home stretch. We are heading into the final few weekends of the season. There's only 7 games left. Well, 6 now, but there's only a few games left. So not a lot of time. Not a lot of games left. There's a lot of log jams all over the standings in men's and women's basketball. So we're going to talk about the action that took place Saturday night, Saturday, January 12th. And then we'll just run down the games that are taking place on Valentine's Day or Monday. So if you don't have a Valentine, basketball can be your boo thing, man. So go ahead and show some love to the sport of basketball, man, and celebrate a Valentine's Day with SWAC in basketball on Monday. And also we'll talk about the standings and how we're looking heading into the SWAC tournament. So a lot of action on the schedule. Obviously, it's a full weekend. This is the last Saturday and Monday where there are 6 games on each day, because the next 3 weeks there'll be 2 games between travel partners. So that means 6 games on Saturday, 4 on Monday, and then the season ends. So we're coming down the home stretch, and this was a very interesting weekend for a lot of teams all over. One team who is business as usual. I don't even know how to say anything else about this team. I've said, they are hands down the best team in the league. They dominant. They beat you down. They wear you out. Whatever phrase you want to use, they give you their work. Whatever. This Jackson State women's team, man, they continue to just do what they do. Another big victory over Florida A&M, 88-49, giving them a season sweep in the series. They are just right now. They've had a couple close calls, but they have taken care of business, and they continue to roll. So the game was obviously not very close at all. The 22-7 second quarter blew the game out of reach, and they just coasted from there. Anasia Harris led FAMU with 18 points and 1 rebound and 1 assist. She was 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. Tia Bradshaw had 17 points as well. She had 4 rebounds to go with that. The Lady Rattlers shot 25% from the field, 24% from the 3-point line, and 60% from the free throw line. They had 23 rebounds, 22 fouls, 7 assists, 13 turnovers, no blocks, and 4 steals. They had 12 points in the paint, 9 points off of turnovers, 7 second chance points, 4 fast break points, and 10 bench points. Amisha Williams, stop me if you heard this already. Another double-double for her. Huge night, 33 points, 11 rebounds. No blocks tonight, but she did a ton of work. 14 or 18 from the field, 5 or 7 from the free throw line. Just really, obviously, man. She almost outscored this FAMU team by herself. Maya Crump, 21 points and 9 rebounds, almost a double-double for her. Deja Woodard, 12 rebounds on the night and 6 points. They did what they do, man. They just, they 59 rebounds. They dominated the boards by about 36 rebounds. They out-rebounded FAMU by 36 rebounds. That's just not fair. They had 23 offensive rebounds. They had as many offensive rebounds as FAMU had total rebounds. Just total mastery in the paint, man. I don't even know how much I can say without just, gushing over this team, man. 21 fouls, 12 assists, 13 turnovers, 5 blocks, and 9 steals. They shot 50% from the field, 9% from 3. If I had to say one thing that this team doesn't do well, is they don't shoot the 3 well, but they haven't had to. So, if that becomes an issue, then yes, you're gonna have to look out for that. But right now, they have not needed a 3-point shot, man. Honestly, they have not needed it. They have shot 63% from the free throw line, and they had 62 points in the paint, which is more points than FAMU had total. 10 points off of turnovers, 24 second chance points, 11 fast break points, and 24 bench points. So again, just a total dominant effort by Jackson State, blowing out FAMU for the second time this season, getting a season sweep. and keeping their hold on first place. Texas Southern picked up a big victory over Grambling by 10 points, 96-86. The TSU women's team, they score a lot of points. They are one of the highest scoring teams in the league. So you really have to look out for them. They are dangerous, and they're playing some really good basketball right now. Alexis Holt and Tri-City Titan led Grambling with 15 points and 4 rebounds each. Justice Coleman, 14 points and 4 rebounds. 19 points for Colby Maples off the bench, and 10 points for Ariel Williams. So they had 5 players in double figures for Grambling. Nice balanced attack. 27 rebounds, 19 fouls, 15 assists, 17 turnovers, 1 block, and 11 steals. They shot 52% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, 58% from the free throw line, 50 points in the paint, 25 points over turnovers, 6 points second chance, 6 fast break points, and 25 bench points. This game had 1 tie and 2 lead changes. TSU was led by Taya Bridges with 34 points and 7 assists, 3 steals, and 3 rebounds. Really good game for her. 15 of 16 from the free throw line, so she definitely did damage at the line. 21 points and 13 rebounds, a double-double for Jada Perry. She also had 2 steals and 1 assist, and 23 points for Adriana Avent off the bench. So nice scoring from both teams off the bench. She had 23 points and 3 rebounds to lead the team in scoring. They had 36 rebounds, 22 fouls, 14 assists, 24 turnovers, 1 block, and 5 steals. Turnovers has been TSU's problem all year. They score the ball very well, but they don't take care of it that well. That's something they're going to have to clean up if they want to continue to march up the standings. 55% from the field, 31% from the three-point line, and 93% from the free throw line, 27-29. Great free throw shooting in a game like this is key. 40 points in the paint, 27 points over turnovers, 16 second chance points, 8 fast break points, and 23 bench points. So nice. This was a very good game. You know what I mean? Both teams really fought and tried to make something happen. TSU was able to pick up the victory. Alabama State defeats Arkansas Pine Bluff in another high-scoring game, 90-81. Pine Bluff, they are still a dangerous team, but Alabama State's playing well. They're starting to find their groove now. Zay Green led UAPB with 31 points and 9 rebounds. Maya Peak, 11 points and 6 rebounds. Kayla Walker, 21 points off the bench for the Lady Golden Lions. They had 30 rebounds, 22 fouls, 8 assists, 23 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 7 steals. They shot 44% from the field, 41% from the three-point line, 84% from the free throw line, 26 points in the paint, 23 points off of turnovers, 13 second chance points, 9 fast break points, 26 bench points. This game has 6 ties and 7 lead changes. It's a very tight game for the most part. Ayana Emmanuel, 22 points for the Lady Hornets and 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Really good game for her, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. 19 points for Shemaya Ward, 7 rebounds as well. She ultimately did foul out in this game. 12 points and 4 rebounds for Taisha Rudolph, and 10 points and 6 rebounds for Jada Najee. 8 rebounds for Tadaria Ashley. She also had 9 points. She led the team with 8 rebounds. 41 rebounds for the Lady Hornets, 22 fouls, 21 assists, 20 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 11 steals. They shot 47% from the field, 47% from 3. Really, really good night from the three-point line, and 74% from the free throw line. 40 points in the paint, 23 points over turnovers, 20 second chance points, 9 fast break points, and 41 bench points. Really good bench effort for the Lady Hornets. And that's a team you really need to keep an eye out on. They started kind of slow. They're starting to make a push, and they're putting themselves in a good position heading toward the end of the season. So keep an eye on that team. They are going to be a factor throughout the rest of the season. Bethune-Cookman defeats Alcorn 64-48. Good road win for Bethune-Cookman. Alcorn's women's team continues to struggle this season. Morgan Beecham led BCU with 19 points and 3 rebounds. She was 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 6 of 12 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line. And the other double-digit score was Taylor Williams off the bench with 11 points and 4 rebounds. Imani Reed led the team with 8 rebounds. 53 rebounds for Bethune-Cookman as a whole. Really good work on the boards. 15 fouls, 10 assists, 16 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 8 steals. They shot 36% from the field, 23% from the three-point line, and 70% from the free throw line. This says they had no points in the paint. I don't think that's so. 16 points off a turnover, 17 points in the second chance points, 20 bench points. This game had 2 ties and 1 lead change. Zaniah White led Alcorn with 14 points and 3 rebounds. Nia McClafia had 11 points, and the leading rebounder on the night was Akario Ford. She had 7 rebounds and 6 points. 30 rebounds for the Lady Braves. 26 fouls, 8 assists, 17 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 4 steals. They shot 28% from the field, 19% from 3, and 78% from the line. 16 points off of turnovers, 2 second chance points, 27 bench points. Poor shooting night for Alcorn. That really did them in. This game was not really close for the most part. It was kind of tight going into the half, but they just could not get out of their own way with scoring the ball. So Bethune-Cookman was able to pick up a nice road victory in this game. Speaking of nice victories, Prairie View picked up a 62-55 victory over Southern. This was a game that Prairie View controlled from start to finish. They led 32-23 at the half, and just basically cruised from there. It was, Southern tried to make a run. They couldn't. They really couldn't close the gap too much. Ultimately, ending up losing by 7. Southern was paced by Nakia Kinsey with 11 points and Amani McWayne, each with 11 points. Kinsey with 6 rebounds, McWayne with 4, 3 steals for McWayne, 2 for Kinsey. Also, Caleb Watson had 10 points for Southern as the other double-digit scorer. They had 32 rebounds, 24 fouls, 6 assists, 14 turnovers, 1 block, and 13 steals. They shot 33% from the field, 18% from 3, and 56% from the free throw line. Shooting has been a really sore spot for this team. They've struggled to shoot the ball consistently all year. They're a team whose defense, translates to their offense, especially in transition. If they can't do that, then they really struggle to make shots. And games like this that will hurt them. They had 22 points in the paint, 25 points off of turnovers, 17 second chance points, 10 fast break points, and 15 bench points. This game had 2 ties and 2 lead changes. Diana Rosenthal led Prairie View with 19 points and 5 rebounds. Jessica Sodders, 12 points and 6 rebounds. And 13 points and 7 rebounds for Kennedy Hurd. 7 rebounds led the team. They had 41 rebounds, 18 fouls, 14 assists, 18 turnovers, 3 blocks, and 6 steals. They shot 43% from the field, 26% from the three-point line, and 72% from the free throw line. 26 points in the paint, 13 points off of turnovers, 6 second chance points, 26 fast break points, and 13 bench points. So this was a really big victory for Prairie View, keeping them in the hunt for a good spot in the conference tournament, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. So that was a huge victory for them. Ultimately, they split the season series with Southern 1-1. So that was a good factor for them in case anything comes of it in terms of tiebreakers. We had 2 really high-scoring games. We had 2 teams go in the 90s, 3 teams score in the 80s this week. So 5 out of the 12 teams crossed 80 points. This last game was the total opposite, very low-scoring game, 53-47. Alabama A&M defeats Valley in a really low-scoring affair. Just, not much going on in terms of scoring. The Lady Bulldogs picked up a good home victory to keep themselves in the mix. Sarah Moore led Valley with 16 points and 11 rebounds, so she picked up a double-double. 11 points also for Michaela Etienne to round out the double-digit scores. 38 rebounds for Valley, 19 fouls, 11 assists, 20 turnovers, no blocks, and 9 steals. Valley shot 29% from the field, 27% from the three-point line, and 43% from the free throw line. That's just very, very poor shooting from the line. You're not going to win very many games shooting below 50% from the line as a team. 18 points in the paint, 12 points off of turnovers, 8 second chance points, 2 fast break points, and 24 bench points. This game had 1 lead change all game. DeJarrodJones led Alabama in them with 22 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. She played all 40 minutes, went the distance. Really good game for her. Dariana Lewis, double-double, 11 points and 16 rebounds, 2 blocks and 1 steal to round out their double-digit scores. They had 47 rebounds, 16 fouls, 10 assists, 24 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 8 steals. They shot 34% from the field, 5% from 3, and 73% from the free throw line. So as you can see, this was a very tough night for both teams shooting the ball. Nobody could really get anything going consistently offensively, and that is part of the reason why you saw a very low scoring game. 32 points in the paint for the Lady Bulldogs, 15 points off of turnovers, 15 second chance points, 6 fast break points, and 5 bench points. And that wraps up the women's action from Saturday. So now we'll go over we'll run down the schedule for Monday really quickly as we move into the last portion of the season. Man, I can't believe the season is almost over. It feels like the SWAC season just started, and now we are really approaching its end. So basically, if you want to kind of take a look at it, the teams will switch opponents. So this is our schedule. Bethune-Cookman is at Jackson State. That game is on the JSU Sports Network. Pine Bluff is at Alabama A&M. That's a 5:30 tip-off. Can be seen on the Alabama A&M YouTube channel. FAMU is at Alcorn, 5:30 tip. That game should be able to be seen on Alcorn's YouTube channel. Grambling State is at Prairie View, also a 5:30 tip-off. Can be seen on the Prairie View athletic website. Valley is at Alabama State, 5:30 tip-off, Alabama State YouTube channel. And Southern is at Texas Southern. And that game can be seen on the TSU YouTube channel as well. So these all games can be watched this week on Monday. So all games will tip off at 5:30. A couple big games to keep your eyes out on. That Grambling Prairie View game is a big game in terms of standings. Southern TSU as well. Pine Bluff and Alabama A&M are 2 teams that are fighting for spots. So that's kind of a big game. Everything else is kind of like Alabama State needs to beat Valley to keep themselves in contention for a spot. The FAMU Alcorn game is probably the only game that doesn't really have any weight. Jackson State looks to continue their undefeated streak, so that puts a little bit of importance on that game. Looking at the standings and how things are shaping up right now, Jackson State obviously is the 1 seed. They're 12-0 right now, 14-6 overall. Southern and Alabama State are tied at 8-4. Alabama State will get the 2 seed if the tournament started today, due to their head-to-head victory over Southern. Southern is 10-13 overall. Alabama State's 9-12. Then there's a 4-way tie for 3rd place. How this would shake out due to all the tiebreakers, we have to really sit down and calculate that. But right now, as the standings show it, right now Grambling would be the 4 seed. They're 7-5, 10-13 overall. Prairie View would be the 5 seed, 7-5, 10-13 overall. Alabama A&M would be the 6 seed, 7-5, 9-13 overall. And Texas Southern would be the 7 seed, 7-5, 7-12 overall. And Pine Bluff would be the 8th seed, 6-6, 10-12 overall, making Bethune-Cookman, FAMU, Valley, and Alcorn on the outside. Really, out of those 4 teams, Bethune-Cookman has an outside shot. They cannot really lose many more games. They need to continue to win and hope Pine Bluff drops some games to overtake them. But right now, they are on the outside looking in. So the matchups, if the tournament started today, Jackson State would play Pine Bluff. Texas Southern would play Alabama State. Southern would play Alabama A&M, and Grambling and Prairie View would play. Now, obviously, like I said, that 4-way tie for 4th place All that will shake out once you sit down and calculate tiebreakers officially. But right now, that is how this would look right now on the women's side. So that does it for the women's action. We're gonna hop over to the men's side of things and take a look at that. Another interesting night of men's basketball. Again, I said this basically since SWAC play started. I don't really feel like there's any team that is just head and shoulders above everybody else. So this season is gonna. I feel like it's probably gonna come down to the last weekend or so before anything really gets shook out. And there was some separation a little bit in spots, but teams still have to play each other. So there's still a lot of things left to be solved. So we're going to start off with Bethune-Cookman picking up an overtime victory over Alcorn on the road. That's a big victory for them. A bad loss for Alcorn at this point because Alcorn is really, fighting to stay in that top half of the conference, and they dropped a overtime victory at home to Bethune-Cookman, 71-63. Marcus Garrett led the Wildcats with 24 points and 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Kevin Davis, 15 points and 9 rebounds. And Jonathan Bolden had 11 points and 3 rebounds to round out the double-digit scores for the Wildcats. They had 36 rebounds, 18 fouls, 15 assists, 13 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 6 steals. Ultimately, they shot 49% from the field, 36% from the three-point line, and 63% from the free throw line. 19 points off of turnovers, 10 second chance points, 15 fast break points. This game had 3 ties and 3 lead changes. And this really, Bethune-Cookman controlled this game for a nice portion of the game. Alcorn was able to make a run and tie it up. Alcorn did lead by 8 at half. Bethune-Cookman had the better second half, outscoring Alcorn by 8 to make the game an overtime game. And then they would outscore Alcorn by 8 in the second overtime. So 8 was the magic number for each period. So big victory by Bethune-Cookman. Alcorn, tough loss. Justin Thomas, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. And Linnell Henry had 11 points off the bench and 9 rebounds for Alcorn to pace their double-digit scores. They had 36 rebounds, 22 fouls, 11 assists, 14 turnovers, 6 blocks, and 5 steals. They shot 39% from the field, 26% from the three-point line, and 58% from the free throw line. Just really poor shooting in the second half. Just to run down some quick numbers to show the difference in this game for Alcorn. First half, they shot 51% from the field. Second half, they shot 39%. First half, they shot 42% from the three-point line. Second half, they shot 25%. First half, they shot 80% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 50%. So every portion of their shooting went down in the second half, and that is when Bethune-Cookman made their run. Bethune-Cookman, they improved their free throw shooting and three-point shooting in the second half. They shot 50% from 3 in the second half and 72% from the line in the second half. So they got better. Alcorn got worse. 13 points of a turnovers for Alcorn, 11 second chance points, and 19 bench points. So Alcorn still, they weren't able to take a jump. They kind of dropped back a little bit, and we'll see how that affects everything. Texas Southern defeated Grambling in a very good game, 68-65. It looked like TSU was going to run away with this game in the second half, but Grambling made a late run to pull it back to a respectable margin. Grambling did lead at halftime, 31-29. Texas Southern outscored them 39-34 in the second half to win by 3. Eric Parrish, like I like to say now, EPMD, Eric Parrish making dollars. 13 points for him, 4 rebounds. 11 points for Chance Robinson. He also had 3 rebounds, 8 rebounds for Shondarius Cord to lead the team. Cameron Christian led the team off the bench with 14 points. He did foul out. 36 rebounds for Grambling, 14 fouls, 9 assists, 11 turnovers, no blocks, and 6 steals. They shot 41% from the field, 30% from the three-point line, and 37% from the free throw line. It's tough to win on the road when you only shoot 8 free throws. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not saying anything crazy because TSU didn't shoot a lot of free throws either. There weren't a lot of fouls in this game on either side. But if you have limited free throw attempts, you cannot miss. your attempts. You know, you can't go 3 or 8 from the line as a team and try to win a game. Grambling had 36 points in the paint, 17 points off of turnovers, 15 second chance points, 2 fast break points, and 25 bench points. This game had 2 ties and 2 lead changes. Bryson Etienne had 9 points for TSU. Their leading scorers both came off the bench. John Jones had 15 points. He was 5 of 5 from the 3-point line. Big game for him. And 11 points for Justin Hopkins off the bench. Yashuja Rosas, he had 9 points for TSU. PJ Henry, AJ Lawson, neither one of those guys scored. That's a big factor for your starters to not get in the scoring column. TSU had 42 rebounds, so they out-rebounded Grambling by 6. They had 9 fouls, 11 assists, 16 turnovers, 8 blocks, and 6 steals. They shot 43% from the field, 37% from the 3-point line, and 64% from the free throw line. They only shot 14 free throws, so they shot 6 more free throws than Grambling, but you know, they made a few more to get the job done. They had 24 points in the paint, 14 points off of turnovers, 15 second chance points, 6 fast break points, and 44 bench points. 6 ties, 3 lead changes in this game. And this was a back and forth affair. TSU did, like I said, about midway second half, they took control of this game, and they were able to hold off Grambling as they made a run at the end to kind of close it in. Probably the most entertaining game of the day was an unexpected game. Valley and Alabama A&M played a 4 overtime thriller. A&M is a team that doesn't really score a lot of points. They were able to score 94 points in this game. It took 4 overtimes to do it, but they scored 94 points in this game. Valley 92. Caleb Hunter had a big shot at the end of the regulation to send this game in overtime, and it was just neither team really wanted to go down. A&M led by 2 at the half. Valley outscored A&M by 2 in the second half. 7-7 was the first overtime period. 11-11 was the second overtime period. 8-8 was the third overtime period, and 7-5 was the fourth overtime period as the Bulldogs pick up a victory and keep themselves in that mix of the last for their last spot in the tournament. Gary Grant and Terry Collins led Valley with 16. They both had 16 points. Grant had 16 rebounds as well, so a big-time double-double for him. He had 8 assists. He almost had a triple-double in this game. 16 points and 5 rebounds for Collins. Caleb Hunter, 13 points, 4 rebounds. He ultimately fouled out. Devin Gordon led the team with 21 points off the bench, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 12 points for David McCoy off the bench as well. 5 Delta doubles in double figures. They had 50 rebounds, 23 fouls, 14 assists, 14 turnovers, 1 block, and 11 steals. They shot 40% from the field, 28% from 3, 68% from the free throw line, 44 points in the paint, 16 points off of turnovers, 12 second chance points, 4 fast break points, and 37 bench points. This game had 12 ties and 2 lead changes. Just a really exciting game, man. You can go back on the Alabama A&M YouTube and watch this game if you like. It was a game that seemed like it never was going to end. Cameron Tucker led Alabama A&M with 28 points and 11 rebounds, so a double-double from your point guard is a big night for him. 7 assists. He also nearly had a triple-double. He did have 7 turnovers, but he had a huge game. 19 points and 13 rebounds, double-double for Jalen Johnson. Miles Parker, 16 points and 9 rebounds. He almost had a double-double. 13 points and 4 rebounds for Dalen Smith. NJ Cortez, 10 rebounds and 7 points. And they did all of this without Gary Hicks, their top scorer. So he did not play in this game, but they still were able to get the dub. 66 rebounds on the night, 16 fouls, 14 assists, 15 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 4 steals. They shot 35% from the field, 28% from 3, and 77% from the free throw line. Shooting still continues to hamper Alabama A&M, but they have found a way. They found a way to win this game, and that's kind of what you need to do late in the season, especially at home. 28 points in the paint, 12 points off of turnovers, 26 second chance points, no fast break points, 18 bench points. Big, crazy game, man. Please go back and watch it if you can. It was just a wild game, and from 2 unexpected teams. So You don't really expect that from two teams that are kind of in the bottom of the standings, but that's what you get in the SWAC sometimes. Pine Bluff defeated Alabama State 75-70 in an upset for the Golden Lions, picking up a road victory. Daquan Morris had 16 points and 5 rebounds. Sean Williams, 15 points, 2 rebounds. Kylan Milton led the team with 17 points and 6 rebounds. Trevante Doolittle had 16 points. And Brandon Brown led the team with 11 rebounds on the night. The Golden Lions had 45 rebounds, 22 fouls, 7 assists, 13 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 4 steals. They shot 45% from the field, 26% from 3, and 72% from the free throw line. They had 36 points in the paint, 11 points over turnovers, 17 second chance points, 3 fast break points, and 33 bench points. This game had 2 ties and 1 lead change. Alabama State was led in scoring by Kenny Strawbridge off the bench with 19 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. E.J. Clark had 16 points and 3 rebounds. The leading rebounder on the night was Gerald Liddell with 6 points. He did not score. He's one of their top scorers. He did not score. Trace Young, also one of their top guys. He had 8 points and 4 rebounds. So a subpar night for 2 of their top guys, which hurt them in this game. 26 rebounds on the night, 23 fouls, 15 assists, 12 turnovers, 1 block, and 7 steals. They shot 50% from the field, 42% from the three-point line, 53% from the free throw line. They had 32 points in the paint, 6 points over turnovers, 9 second chance points, 14 fast break points, and 33 bench points. Again, big victory for UAPB on the road. They keep themselves kind of, on the outside, right on the cusp of one of those last spots. I don't know if they're going to be able to get there. They have some tough games ahead of them, and they need some help from other teams, but they still are in the mix. Prairie View picked up a big victory, keeping themselves in the hunt for that last spot. They defeated Southern 84-77 in a game they controlled from start to finish. Southern is a totally different team away from the mini dome. Everything they do well at home, they don't do well on the road. And Prairie View took great advantage of that. They forced Southern to turn the ball over a lot. Southern did not shoot well for portions of the game. They made a late run, cut it down to 3 or 4, and then Prairie View was able to seal a deal with a 84-77 victory. Tyrone Lyons had another double-double for Southern, 24 points, 11 rebounds. He had 1 steal as well. Terrell Williams Jr., 16 points, 5 rebounds. He had 1 steal. Jaden Sadler had 4 steals on the night, 8 points, and 2 assists. 15 points for Breon Whitley off the bench. He ultimately fouled out on the night. Southern had 34 rebounds, 26 fouls, 10 assists, 22 turnovers, no blocks, and 10 steals. That's a high number of turnovers for Southern. They turned the ball over a lot in this game, and that really hurt them. They shot 43% from the field, 28% from the three-point line, and 65% from the free throw line. Southern came into this game as the top 3-point shooting team in the league, so they shoot about 37% or so. They shot 28 in this game, so that really set them back a lot because they do depend on those threes, especially when they make their runs, and they were not able to get that. 38 points in the paint, 25 points over turnovers, 13 second chance points, 22 fast break points, and 23 bench points. Jeremiah Gambrell led Prairie View with 25 points and 5 assists. He was 3 of 9 from 3. 17 points for William Douglas and 5 rebounds. Juwan Daniels, 15 points and 11 rebounds. Double-double. He also had 8 assists, so nearly he almost messed around and got a triple-double. Didn't quite get there, but he got close. 11 points for Jeremiah Kendall, as Prairie View had 4 scores in double digits. They had 39 rebounds, so pretty close rebounding matchup. They are rebounding for Southern by 5. 22 fouls, 20 assists, 21 turnovers, 5 blocks, and 14 steals. They had quite a few turnovers as well. They shot 53% from the field, 23% from the three-point line. Not a great shooting night for either team from behind 3, but Prairie View did a lot of work in the paint. They shot 66 points from the line. 66% from the line. They had 44 points in the paint, 28 points over turnovers, 9 second chance points, 33 fast break points, and 15 bench points. So they basically wire-to-wire control this game. and was a big victory for them. The final game of the night, Jackson State defeated Florida A&M, giving the Rattlers a big loss. This is their their second loss in 3 games for FAMU, coming off of that big 8-game winning streak. So now, I mean, of that big 7-game winning streak they had, now they're kind of fading back a little bit. Jackson State picked up a big victory, keeping themselves in the mix for the tournament. They won 60-56. Game was tied at the half, and they outscored the Rattlers by 4 in the second half to split this season series 1-1. Bryce Morgaine led FAMU with 22 points and 6 rebounds, and DeJarrodJones had 10 points and 3 rebounds. MJ Randolph, the leading scorer and the SWAC's leading scorer, had 8 points and 8 rebounds. So Jackson State did a good job on him. He played all 40 minutes, but he just could not score. Jackson State did a good job on him, and that really gave them some problems. 30 rebounds for the Rattlers, 17 fouls, 12 assists, 7 turnovers, 1 block, and 3 steals. They shot 46% from the field, 16% from the three-point line, and 57% from the free throw line. FAMU has not been a really good, consistent three-point shooting team all year, and that bit them in this game. Free throw shooting was not good as well. They had 32 points in the paint, 4 points off of turnovers, 2 second chance points, 2 fast break points, and 4 bench points. So not a lot of help from your bench. You're relying on your starters to score the bulk of your points. If they can't do it and your bench can't score, then you're gonna struggle to score because you need that spark off the bench from time to time. Terrence Lewis led Jackson State with 19 points and 9 rebounds. Jonas James, 17 points and 3 rebounds. To pace Jackson State as double-digit scores. 35 rebounds for the Tigers, 14 fouls, 17 assists, only 5 turnovers. They did a really good job taking care of the basketball. They had 1 block and 4 steals. They shot 42% from the field. They only shot 10% from the three-point line. Three-point shooting has really been not that good in the SWAC this year. Most teams have been really inconsistent shooting 3. So hopefully in the tournament, somebody can get hot from 3 and really help themselves win some games. 61% from the free throw line for Jackson State. They had 30 points in the paint, 9 points off of turnovers, 9 second chance points, 4 fast break points, and 9 bench points. This game was, like I said, nip and tuck back and forth. This game had 6 ties and 12 lead changes, and Jackson State picked up a very big victory for them to keep themselves in the hunt for a tournament spot when it looked like a couple weeks ago that they were just not going to get there. They really looked like they were on the outside and not going to get in, but they picked up quite a few wins. They picked up 2 big wins the last couple games to keep themselves in the mix. Three straight wins actually to keep themselves in the mix, and that goes a long way in giving yourself the opportunity to make a push late in the season. Because ultimately it's not exactly how you start, it's how you finish. If you can get hot and work yourself into the spot, then you really have a good opportunity to pick up some victory. So taking a look at what the schedule for Monday looks like, Southern is at Texas Southern. That's a very big game for both teams. In terms of standings, that's a 7:30 tip-off. These 2 teams are tied for first, so this is a huge game for both teams. Southern won the first game in Baton Rouge. TSU looking to pick up the season split at home. Grambling is at Prairie View. That's a big game for both teams. Prairie View's trying to make a push. Grambling trying to stay in that top half mix. Bethune-Cookman at Jackson State. Honestly, when you run down the schedule, all these games mean something. So this for a Monday night, this is a big Monday night in terms of SWAC play. Bethune-Cookman, Jackson State, that's a big game in terms of standings. 7:30 tip-off. FAMU, Alcorn, that's a big game. Those 2 teams are tied right now. That's a 7:30 tip-off as well. Pine Bluff and Alabama A&M, they battling it out. Pine Bluff can make a push and get in. They need to go through Alabama A&M to get there. Alabama State needs a win. Valley is out of it really, but Alabama State needs to win to keep themselves in a good spot. So all these games have some importance. They can be seen on the TSU YouTube channel, Jackson State channel. Alcorn, Jackson State Athletic site, Alcorn, YouTube, Alabama A&M and Alabama State YouTube channels, and the Prairie View Sports website. All those games can be seen now. Roughly 7:30 tip, probably closer to 8 for the men's games, because the women's games start at 5:30. So that's the schedule for Monday. We're going to take a look at the standings and take a quick look at how the tournament will shape out if it started right now. Southern is still sitting in first place, tied with TSU now. They're both 9-3. Southern, at this point, will get the 1 seed due to their head-to-head victory over TSU. But somebody's going to drop out of this first place tie on Monday. So right now, this is where we stand. By Monday, it'll be totally different. So Southern and TSU both tied at 9-3. Southern's 14-10 overall. TSU 11-10 overall. They're the only two teams with overall winning records in conference. TSU is on a 6-game winning streak, so they're really hot right now. Like I said, when they were kind of struggling at the start and a lot of people were writing them off, TSU, you can't count them out, man. This is SWAC play. They're going to be ready. They're going to find themselves in the mix, and they are getting themselves back where they need to be. There's a 3-way tie now for third place. FAMU at 8-4, Grambling at 8-4, Alcorn at 8-4. FAMU is 10-13 overall. Grambling is 10-14, and Alcorn is 9-15. So this FAMU Alcorn play on Monday. So somebody's gonna drop out of this tie. Somebody's gonna stay in this spot. The winner of this game is gonna end up at this point tied with the TSU Southern winner, tied for second place. The loser will drop. Grambling, they play Prairie View, and that game will impact where they end up right now. Jackson State, Bethune-Cookman, Alabama A&M, and Alabama State, and Prairie View are all tied for their 6th place spot. They're all 5-7 in conference. Jackson State made a great push. They were like 10th at one point, and now they're sitting at the top of this big 5-team logjam for basically the last 2 or 3 spots. So a lot of these teams are not going to make it. Jackson State, if they would be in, they would be the 6th seed right now. They're 5-7, 7-16. Bethune-Cookman would be the 7th seed, 5-7, 7-17. Overall, Alabama A&M right now would be the 8th seed, 5-7, and 6-16 overall. So that would put Alabama State and Prairie View on the outside looking in. Pine Bluff is 4-8. They still can they are in good shape. Some of these teams are gonna lose. If they can beat Alabama A&M, they'll definitely jump them, where they end up tied with them. And these other teams, if they, Bethune-Cookman, Jackson State, that's a big game for standings. The winner's gonna basically take the 6th spot for themselves. The loser's gonna drop into another logjam tie. Alabama State got a chance to jump back to that 6th spot if they can beat Valley. So there's a lot of moving and shaking that has to be done. Nothing's settled at all. 11 out of the 12 teams in the league have a shot at the tournament. You can't ask for much more balance than that. Some people might say that's not good because that means nobody's really, really a great team. But this is an entertaining season. Nobody has really separated themselves, and the pressure's on everybody. Nobody's going to coast to the end. Nobody's, sitting with one loss. Or like a situation with the JSU women where they got the first place basically on lock, and everybody else is fighting it out. This is the total opposite. All 11 of the 12 teams are in the hunt. There's a 5-game difference from first place and 11th place, so it's really even. Like I said before, don't be surprised if the regular season champ has 4 or 5 losses. It can definitely happen. I don't think it will. At least the 5-loss part, but it can happen. If the tournament started today, Southern would play Alabama A&M, TSU would play Bethune-Cookman, FAMU would play Jackson State, and Grambling and Alcorn would play. So that's how we look right now in the standings. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this Monday. Obviously, it's Valentine's Day, so you got to do things at home, with the wifey, but still going to enjoy some SWAC basketball as well. And I hope you guys do the same. The socials on the screen, man, check them out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You'll see those boxes pop up in a few minutes on the screen. One is a subscription box. Go ahead and hit that if you haven't done so already. Hit that notification bell. like the video, share them, and comment, man. Let me know what you think on how the season is going. Let me know who you think gonna win the men's side. Let me know who you think gonna challenge the JSU women. Let me know if anybody can beat the JSU women right now in conference play, and if they can, what seed would they get if they make it through and make the tournament. Right now, a lot of people saying 15. I think they may have an outside shot at that 15 seed, and if they get it, they can actually pull off a victory. We'll see. But the men's side, hopefully, I'm gonna talk about that first four thing, later on. I have mixed feelings on this. I go multiple ways on my opinion on that from time to time, but also Wednesday we'll recap these games. We'll talk about the Saturday games coming up. And if there's any football, we'll talk about our Valley drop their schedule this week. So we'll talk about that. We'll probably talk a little bit about the Southern Heritage Classic, the dilemma with that. And Thursday, SWAC Smoke live as usual with me and my homie DJ. As we talk a little bit more SWAC sports, we'll probably talk a little baseball as well, softball getting started. So we'll talk about that. And then Sunday, we'll talk about the Saturday games and preview the Monday games. So as usual, full week of SWAC talk and SWAC smoke, so don't miss none of it. I'm your tour guide, C. Wells. I'm pull the bus over into the depot. Y'all can hop on out. I love you guys, and enjoy your Sunday. If you're going to watch the game, man, you can also hit me in the comments. Let me know who you think, man. I got Rams. I live in Joe Burrow territory right now, but I'm going Rams because my boy Jalen Ramsey. I know he's going to do work. Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp, Cam Akers, Sony Michelle, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, man, this team, I hope they take it. I'm a Cowboy fan, but, tonight I'm riding with the Rams. So anybody riding with the Bengals, let me know, man. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. Be safe out there, and I'll see you guys again on Wednesday. We out. Peace.